Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Denver Broncos. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. A first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you got to win those matchups, because if you do, you'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass. Black. Mike 51. Hey, it's coming.
Cousins. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Got it.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Now. Ready to go.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
I got one. Check three. X3, 218, chop. Hey, Alpha. Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike. Watch the run. Let's go.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Locke. He's got this complete to Hamilton. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. Hamilton, the 4th-round pick, had a very productive career at Penn State where he was teammates with Saquon Barkley. And the tandem of he and Cortland Sutton brings some solid youth to that Bronco receivers room. And now the 24-year-old Hamilton hoping to build on what was a 30-catch campaign from a season ago as a rookie. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw again on second down. Lock into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up second and 12 at the Broncos' 45-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
I'm here all day.
Cousins gives way to Cook. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Hey, Steamer. Mike 51, Mike. Hey, Delta. We own them. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
At the 45-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Hey. Check the car. Let's go.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 38.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
General West. 54 Mike. Check. Watch it go.
Got a man. He finds Sanders. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Let's go. 18 Gator. 54 Mike. It's our time. Check 99.
Got a man. That's complete to Hamilton. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the 14-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On second down now. It's Lindsey. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a third down here. that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Quaker Omaha. Let's go, hey. Go, Mike 34, Mike 34.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Derek Wolfe, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Ready up.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go. Bravo. Right there. 54, right there.
Clock now on first down. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. The 40, the 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Broncos take over. Let's go, let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Ready?
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Here we go. Shoot.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
And the Broncos 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
He's got to double up. Christian travel. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. He gets it. Go.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
15, Ronnie. 15 line. Hey, Orbit. 54 Mike.
From the 41, Locke. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Todd Davis. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
On second down. It's Lindsey, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Mike, 55, right there in the middle. Hey, echo. You better bring it. Mike, 55.
On 3rd and long, it's locked. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I got you. Two. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic. I'm good. Hey, wahoo! Run you over. 47's the mic.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Watch the slants. Watch the slants. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
On the deep ball. Brings up 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Hey, high 7. Hey, let's go.
Now Cousins. It's caught. Smith. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half.
Vikings, first down.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35.
First down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here's Locke to throw. That one into the hands of Hamilton. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll run with Lindsey. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Phillip Lindsey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain. Brings up third and
6-6. Pull it high.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. It's brought in by Dodson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
65, 65.
Hey, no, easy.
Right 34, right 34.
Smooth.
Shoot.
First down. Here's Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Duke Dawson picks it. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Now McManus for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Broncos 20, Vikings 10.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. On second down, Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Come on here, come get some.
They go play action. Cousins going for the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up second and 7 at the 35-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
54. Nice, sweetheart. Check.
Protein spill.
Lock to throw on second down. They'll find Lindsey here. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready.
54. Mike 54. Okay, double.
Go.
Mike 54.
Third and 2, Locke's going to throw. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 6-yard line.
Let's go, D. Alert flare.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch the twist. 300.
51, Mike 51.
Cousins. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. The sack by Todd Davis.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie. All right, no, it's not.
Throwing. Cousins. Going to throw right side here. Complete. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just one 4th quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Cousins on 1st down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Zoo.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
Cousins again. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
61, matchbox, right.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Here's Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Doxson, his 1st touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Bailey got the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. picked off at the 21. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Bailey now for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Broncos take over. Get ready. At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? A big spot now for the rookie lock. He finds Riddick complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the gun on 3rd down. Block. He's got his tight end Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Block will try again on 2nd down. This is Riddick on the screen. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Hey, Foxtrot. Topper. Ready.
Now Locke again. Got a man. That's complete to Hamilton. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
It's now 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
You got me ready. Look at me. Zipper.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive.
Big dad. Go.
A give running right, Lindsey. And they'll get him down right around the 16. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Come off the ball. 53's the mic.
Hey, exit. No game on this defense. No game.
Mike, 53.
Locke to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Now Locke. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Locke to throw for it on 4th. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Charles Tapper. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got playing to catch.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you can just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for the Vikings, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Denver, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.